What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 5 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Golgfag Maneater Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, a village has been destroyed, the Red Fortress has fallen, and another contract complete. And we'll probably complete it this very turn and turn our sights onto other things. Still plenty of things on the menu after all. We've also now completed, more or less, just a couple more units to go, I guess. Our two armies here, they will need a few more modifications. We'll need some scrap launchers in Gaunt's Noblar-tastic army, and of course we will need some changes to this army. We need 5 to 6 Gorgers rather than 4 in order to make use of the devastating flank, or actually access the devastating flanker trait. We also need the Regiment of Renown of Yetis, and I guess we could take out 2 Blood Vultures. We could put them in another army. I did say before I wanted to split this army into essentially 2 armies, so we can still make the beast-centric army when we have Thunder Tusks and other Stone Horns to, you know, combine with the Blood Vultures and Saber Tusks. Didn't quite happen like I wanted it to happen, but not to worry, we're getting there. We certainly are, and I'm excited to see these guys in action, so let's try to get to it. I guess we could do the contract thing as the most important thing. And also, I know you guys have been racking up the names for the units in there. Feel free to I don't know, pump them out in this particular episode. I'll do a sort of round of naming, and while usually I don't like to name well, not garbage units, but basic units, because they have a tendency to die. Since this army will always be Nobbler-tastic, do feel free to name the Pigback Riders, the Nobblers, the Giants, and whatnot. We'll get like 4 scrap launchers in here as well. I might also do a vote on what next army we build, because we want the Beast Army, we want the all-ranged army, tons of lead belchers and iron blasters and all that sort of good stuff. We want the cavalry army with lots of different sort of crushers and Mournfangs. We want a generalist army with, sort of a mix of lots of different types of units, and probably a couple generalist armies, because there's a couple different ways we could build them as well. So, yeah. And obviously we can only pump out 1 army at a time, and we can't afford too many, so I'll probably do some votes on the next armies. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I'm really having fun with this campaign, so I like to do the theory crafting and whatnot. Also, big thanks to those of you who purchased the DLC through my link there, my CA official link. And, just have fun with the campaign. I really appreciate it, now that it's out. Anyway, Imperial Wardens, we are going to complete this campaign, get that meat, and get that Gate Defender Bulwark of the Gate for assigned man-eaters. And then I guess what we're going to do is this. The Center Lords of Jin Shen here have us attacking the western provinces, and I don't really care about Clan Krizor, but this is the biggest contract in terms of rewards, A, and B, it'll take us down to the western provinces. The good thing about that is it's close enough to GOLDTOOTH, and we might be able to confederate him while we're down there. So I don't want to lose this contract, so let's do this right now. Complete? Yes, please. Like so. There's the Gate Defender as well. I guess we're gonna have to leave the Foundry of Bones, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. Alright, then we'll just make peace with them. That's fine. I don't care. Bulwark of the Gate? Who knows? They might give us a contract to destroy Cathay. In most campaigns, in most of them, I like to keep Cathay alive and ally with them with pretty much every single faction, with some exceptions that can't really ally with them, simply because Cathay have a lot of good support units in their roster, like the Jade and Onyx Lions, or is it Jet Lions, whatever. The Lions and the War Drum, and basically they have a bunch of support units that work really well in every roster. So yeah, Cathans make good allies because of that. Plus they don't seem to care for, you can ally with them with a lot of factions that you might not otherwise be able to ally with some of the other good factions. Anyway, the distractions continue. Contracts. Stop yammering, Ruinous. Come on now. Dissenter Lords of Jin Shen. Let's do it. Too bad we don't have the little Man-Eater's power-up reward here. Oh, this is also 12 turns unlike the other one. Nice. Accept contract. Sorry, Western Provinces. Let's give this a... we already read this one. We read this one last time. Oh well. Not a big deal. Next up, we will... Where are the Dissenter... Ooh, wow. Center Lord. Greasy is right there. Yeah. Wait. The panic is setting in. Okay, wait, we need to do this, and we need to do this to Shangyang, and Gorsty is... Wow, this was a good choice. This was a very good choice. Travel close to Shangyang, yes. Alright, then... No, wait, what do you mean we have to go around it? No! Why? Greasy, everybody's here. Alright, Greasy seems to be going after Helman Gorst. We're at war with these guys. Are you telling me we can't travel through Shangyang even though they're our allies? Oh, that's a shame. Wait, what if we declare war on Helman Gorst here? Let's try to peace out with him after. Alright. I'm gonna try this. I don't know if it'll work. Oh, this is their last army too. Wait. Vanilla Gorst. What does Vanilla Gorst have as his defeat trait? Does he still do the poison thing? I don't remember. You know what? I guess it doesn't matter. We're gonna do it. Greasy, come here. Come here, buddy. Until we attack you. We'll join your war against Caravan of Blue Roses right now. And you will give us money. Basically no money, but whatever. Alright, like so. Then... And is Zhao Ming down here? No, it's some other guy. Damn you, other guy. We still have to go around. Freaking game. Why? Okay. Well, these guys are all at war with this faction, right? Oh, they're not at war with Gorse, but they are at war with the Rats, and they're not at war with Greasy. I was just wondering whether we could protect them. If a rat attacks, then... We'd have to suffer attrition moving through the Warpstone Desert. I'm just wondering whether we could wait the turn here and then go into Underway stance next time. You're not at war with... Wait, join war against Caravan of Blue Roses? Minus 44. Okay, no, that's not gonna work. It's such a good place to teleport, but we don't have the movement to sort of capitalize on it as much as we'd like. Alright, we're gonna risk moving through the Warpstone Desert and try to hunt them down this way, because I don't see any other way to do it, and just hope that they don't get destroyed over the next turn. Although it is suspicious that Gorsty is out here as well, but what can you do? Go here. There's really no way to move through this, right? Like, if we go closer... Yeah, oh well. Okay, go here. We're damaged, but I think we can deal with whatever the fallout of the damage is. Like so. And oh, Zhao Ming is up here. All right. Well, we were gonna go after him too, but there's important stuff. There's important goings-on going on. Next up, Gaunt. We'll do the level ups after. Gaunt, I'm going to put you right here near to Norden in the hopes that Bastion Bloodbrand lands and we can attack him. Blout, I would like you. You have the Underway stance up and running, right? Oh, you don't. The other guy does. Yeah, alright, you turn that off for now. And then you, Blout, turn it on. You still want that Regiment of Renown after all, so all-consuming stomachs, like so. Climb offer. Nice. Then we will put you right here. We need to be close enough to Brasskeep to actually move on over there. And we'll try to still hunt down Wulfric, who I don't see right now, but we have a contract or a bounty on him. Alright, next, after that's done, two more things. First, move Groth. Still needs to join up. I forgot who. Belly Slapper, Stalk and Snipe. Does that still apply if he's on a Stonehorn? Stalking, sniping Stonehorn? That'd be pretty interesting. And yeah, you're gonna pop into this army with the other beast units. Alright, and then last but not least, Golgi, you need a camp with you. You can't do this one yet, but we'll pack up this one because it's not doing anything out here anymore. Just level it up before we do. We'll pack you up and bring you back later, buddy. Back up. Alright, and... we can maybe trade away Pomez. It's not doing anything for us. We'll see if somebody's willing to give us gold for it. Or we could potentially get some kind of concessions. And then create a new camp. Like so. Alright, that prevents us from taking the attrition. And you are going to unraid. You're going to build... Oh, he doesn't need to build anything right now. He couldn't anyway. You are going to build a... Wait, camps can recruit regiments of Vernet? Huh, interesting. Wait, does being near a camp now allow? No, it doesn't, okay. I was hoping we could avoid jumping over on the with the other army and get an Ogre Bull unit, and I mean, we could upgrade the basics, but I think our meat is relatively sparse right now. Well, maybe not so bad. Jiangyang camp. Let's transfer, let's say 700, 600 meat transfer. Like so. Moobs is the tyrant's name, the camp tyrant's name. Let's go 1, 2, the cheap. Ow, 2 turns. Do the 1 turn stuff. Why? Because it's likely that Zhao Ming will try to come down here, and I'm not sure that we have. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we need to chase around, so I'm not entirely sure how that'll all work out. On the other hand, we can always cancel if the others get near, right? Maybe we'll do that. Alright, start upgrading stuff, and we'll cancel as needed. Like so, and military structures... Only the ones that get you capacity. I know, it's fine, it's fine. And assign skill points, damage buildings, and turn in 1 second. We need to take away one of the banners, i.e. Noblar Treasurer, which is useless, and we'll give you the Gate Defender, a Rag Banner. Rag Banner should probably go on the Nobler army because we only have 1 Nobler kicker giving them the advanced stuff. What do I mean by advanced stuff? The Unbreakable. I like to keep the campaign movement range and the experience recruit rank for Nobblers. No need. I guess we could give you the Rag Banner for now. You know, you're kind of in the most dangerous position by far. We'll take it away once we have a better thing for you. Then, you're still using the Asp Bow. I think we'll put the Thunder Mace on you, at least for now. I want to see, because we always sent him to hunt things down, and while I like the poison, the base damage, missile damage is useless, so we'll do that. And then, Rock, what does this do again? Forest spotting. Alright, that's useless garbage. Alright, and I think the rest we can deal with later. I just want to try to turn the Scroll of Leech into something a little bit more useful. Alright, I would like to do the name, or the levels, but I also want to fight, since I've been yammering for a while now, so let's see what happens here. Alright, Greasy has come on up. If we declare war on Greasy and attack a rat, we might be able to attack them both at the same time. Zhao Ming is closing in on the camp, unfortunately. The Center Lords want a trade agreement? No, you'll be dead in a turn or so. Oh, there they go. Oh, the rats are dead. More concerned about Greasy. Well, I was kind of hoping to get that trade, but whatever. Faction destroyed, faction destroyed. Technology researched. Ooh, Gorger power-up. Significant Gorger power-up, I should say. Razorsack Norden aborted. Because Bastion Bloodbrand landed here. Alright, well, Bastion Bloodbrand will be fought shortly. By Nobblers. We'll do that right now in a second. Bounty aborted, mission issued. Upgrade any settlement to tier 5, working on it. Blout, go briefly to Brasskeep. And then grab yourself a nice Amble Peak Greyback. Like so. As soon as we have enough money, we'll get another Recruiter Lord up and running to transfer some of the needed stuff to both of these armies. Hopefully the game doesn't try to send us down here again. Next up, okay, that's aborted and will be redone. Wolfric is all the way out here for now. Snorko all weirdy. You know what? We're probably not going to go down here anytime soon, so let's just do that. And I know it's a lot of money, but we'll deal with it. Then, Golgi. If we attack Greases here, will he travel through this, or is it not possible to travel through this? We couldn't, but that doesn't mean he can't. I guess we gotta try, right? I can't quite reach Zhao Ming, or actually we can, but he'd run if we tried it. And stop raiding. And we can't reach these guys. Zhao Ming, you can... Huh. I assume that you can reach this camp. Not 100% sure, but well, either way. Let's declare war on Greasy now. We gotta chase him down either way. Declare war. Like so. Alright, and... Well, let's see if this works. I really wish we could have attacked through this settlement. Ah, he couldn't move. Beautiful. Alright, Greasy. You're on the menu now. And, huh. Actually, it looks like Greasy is smaller than Golgi. Like, look at the models here. He looks considerably smaller. Which isn't right, because Greasy being the biggest and the fattest is his whole thing. He's the richest guy. Anyway, Gate Defender, a Man-Eater power-up. We're going to pop it on the Ogre Man-Eaters with pistols. I'm still not sure whether the missile block chance and the armor activates on melee units, because not moving is kind of iffy. These guys are much less likely to move. And then the Rag Banner. Who needs the Rag Banner? I feel like that's appropriate for orcs. Let's do that. Greasy. Ogre on Ogre time.
Let's go and mess them up, like the legend says.
Yes, the legend of messing them up. I still don't understand that pre-battle speech, but anyway, here we go. I'm really happy we lucked out with Greasy being all the way over here, even though he seems to be running away or trundling away from us. Hey, that fireball killed 2 ogres. How dare you? That is tremendously rude. What was I saying? All right, we lucked out with Greasy being here. Anyway, a little bit of ogre on ogre action though. Unit of ogre bulls has enough mass to actually push Golgi around a little bit. Guess he needs more mass. Guess we need to find Tamarkan at some point and take him down. Try to get that buff. Looks like the Fire Belly is going to work though, facing off against a little bit of magic now as he pops off a Flame Storm in the middle of our formation of Iron Fists. Our Man-Eaters with Iron Fists are facing off against the enemy Ogre Bulls, but at the same time being fried a little bit by that Flame Storm. Though by the looks of it, it mostly pushed them around rather than knocking them out, and only took about 15% of their HP. The enemy does attempt to flank us with some Nobblers and some Ogre Bulls, but fortunately our more elite unit of Man-Eaters is over on this side, and they should have no problem handling the basics. And while they're done, when they're done rather, the Saber Tusks will deal with them. Over on the right flank, it looks like Greasy was not in fact running, but taking the majority of his army around this, I don't know what to call this rock formation, but around that big old rock, and flanking us over on the right flank instead. A little bit dangerous as our range units were somewhat exposed, but fortunately we did manage to reorient our Bruiser as well as a unit of Ogre Bulls to stop the enemy in their tracks, plus that Vortex slowed them down and teensy bit. Gonna fire into the Ogres with our Ogre pistols while more of our units sort of move on in. And I kind of don't want to separate the pirate, the Long-Drong Slayer pirates from these guys, but anyway. I guess they'll go in, if they go into an all-range army, we'll just have to pop a bunch of pistols, Ogre pistols in there as well. Anyway, looks like Golgi has finally killed off the enemy Fire Belly. Can't be having him cast another Flame Storm. Missed the final shot in the back, I guess, but oh well. We'll see plenty more as the game goes. Greasy is fighting with that Ogre Bruiser here, but that's something you gotta be careful with, as I'm sure Greasy could do plenty of damage to him. But they need to increase Greasy's size by about 20% at least. He's about of a size with the Bruiser, and probably, as we saw, smaller than Golgi. Anyway, his flanking maneuver has failed. Most of the enemies are getting ready to rout everywhere other than around Greasy. Looks like the Pigback Riders did manage to do decent damage to a couple of our units, and taken down a fair few of those Ogre Bulls. But it won't last. The bounce power's at about 90% in our favor now. And you know, the Pigback Riders, I guess, have made the regular Nobblers obsolete, haven't they? And I don't mean the Trappers. The Trappers are still solid units. I mean the regular little Nobblers. You lose about 60 units. I believe it's 120 and 100 and 160 by comparison, the Pigback Riders. But the Pigback Riders seem so much stronger that that there isn't really any reason to use the regular Nobblers. Anyway, looks like there isn't much of a need to have Greasy fight Mr. Golgi, as Greasy fails against the Bruiser and Barag the Gutsman. And the battle's ours. I should have done it the other way around and send Bragg and the Eshin Man-eater against the Firebelly. We are not going to chase the enemy down, or rather, we are going to allow Greasy to live, as I hope that by confederating him, assuming his army isn't destroyed here, he'll actually remain on field, especially considering he was level 15, I believe, and we really want to reset him, as I imagine the AI has done terrible, terrible things to his skill points. But let's find out. Alright, very nice, very nice. And, oh, Greasy has his items as well. Well, good for him. Too bad we can't fight those quests ourselves. Oh, we still gotta get Golgi's man-eaters in here, as in retrofit his army. We're gonna take the relatively small amount of healing, because there's a billion Cathians nearby. Greasy's gonna back off, and he can't back off through the building. Good, but... oh. Okay, that's not so good. And form confederation with this tyrant's faction, and that's why we kept him alive. Now, his army is still alive. The question is, in March stance, can we reach the Cathians? And indeed we can. Why, thank you, Greasy. You're already paying for yourself. Enemy killed in battle. His name was Stay Deader. Stay Deader, Stay Deader. Amazing. The 1 hero we killed. But anyway, cashing out, defeated Grease's GOLDTOOTH, and ooh. Whoa, that's not good. We'll have to deal with that in a sec. Seasoned Campaigner, Golgi, Perfect Vigor. Nice. Big names unlocked for Bragg the Gutsman, another Skull Mantle, Sky Striders, Crushers with great weapons. We'll probably put him in Golgi's army just for a little while until they get transferred to Cav Force 1, and Province the Haunted Forest. Oh, right, that's for the buildings. I was like, what? Alright, now... obviously, we can't be using this many. Oh, wow, he's rank 12, not bad. You're rank 11, also not bad. All right, let's see if we get some good lords out of this. Also, do we have camps anywhere? We have another lord here, Nogflag. We do have a camp here that has some decent stuff. Wellity. Is this the only one? Are you telling me these guys had one camp on the entire map? Yeah, I see the AI is still not particularly good at using the camps then, because that does mean that they probably were losing all their camps all over the place. Just to double check, though. I assume we can see the camps in the fortress. Okay, so that's camp 1. The Maugate camp is the one we just saw. And yeah, that's it. Alright, so we got a couple heroes. We got a hunter here who has aggressive, just kind of meh. And doesn't have anything crazy in terms of his stats, but it's not like we have additional hunter capacity right now, so while we may delete him for now, keep him. Groth we're very much aware of, and we... oh, hold on, Norden. I got distracted. Crowbar? Oh, did we only just get the one hero? Who's Malbob? Alright, he's a level 1, and he has Weapons Master. I do want to check their big names, though, because just in case we get something really good. This guy's fine, but at level 1, probably nothing crazy. We gotta get rid of this army. He has no items on him either, so goodbye. Think so. Alright, then, oh, we're gonna have to do a bit of admin to deal with all of our newly acquired buildings. What do we have at the Maugate? Global recruitment duration -1, turns minimum... oh, that's fantastic! Oh, we need that up and running ASAP. And we have a bunch of gold generation buildings as well, which is appropriate as well. I see spices don't do anything for our armies, but they do useful stuff for the rest of us. Tusks. What do tusks do for us? Power for Stonehorns. Recruitment cost -3% on armies in region. Actually quite nice if we pack up this camp and move it there. Wait, own armies in region. You are currently at the Maugate, so you are in this region. Good, yes. Alright, don't raid our own territory. We'll upgrade you like so. We probably don't need... okay, yeah. Like I said, there's gonna be a lot of admin now. Don't need the pig jousting fields here. It doesn't give us any capacities. We can keep all the money generator structures, because... yeah. We don't know whether Kugath will attack us, however... and we need to still get rid of another army, and this army is more sort of full and can still move. And can still move quite far at that, so we'll send you out here. Like so. Mr. Death... Oh, you know what? We should actually still take a look at their big names. What do you have? You have Death Cheater, go figure. Groundbreaker Explosion, R-Spelcher Vortex, and Belly Slapper. No Nobbler Kicker on anybody. And you have Bull Charge. Well, you know what? Keep that. We'll probably delete... Well, not delete. We'll probably reset you, depending on what you have here. Oh, yes, Flabby. Alright, Flabby's not so bad. Not as great on a Slaughtermaster, mind you, but nonetheless. Go out here to Shambletown. Or maybe to Nobbler. No, you know what? Go this way, since we're trying to go after the western provinces. I'd say there's like a 90% likelihood that Kugath attacks us. He is fighting the Thunder Guts out there, though. And just the Thunder Guts, eh? Aversion, strategic... Okay. Oh. Ignore all that. We don't want to collect income here, and we do want to pop the Feasts for the Strong. We can repair the place, and we can lose the Gold Hoard since we're not collecting money here. The rest of the mountains and Mourn territories, however, will be collecting money. We... Enables poison attacks for all Nobblar infantry? Are you kidding me? That's extremely strong. Okay, we have to fight Kugath. We have to prioritize that. That's too good. What do you have? Oh, Disciplined. Lose the Giant Blade, lose all your items because I'm a little bit worried about you dying next turn. Huh, and because of Death Cheater, he's immortal, so even if he does die, he's fine. Can you switch to raiding? Yes, you can. Raid him for a turn. If Kugath kills it, he kills it. I don't really care. We can watch a nice little final battle for this guy, but he'll come back because he's a Death Cheater. Probably somewhat worth losing the insane amount of money. You, what do you have? Bruiser, a Big Daddy, who is unbreakable. Hey, another Black Powder aplenty. That's a good trait to keep hold of. What about you? Butcher? Fleet-footed is kind of meh, but on the other hand, the Butchers do need to reposition themselves. You have the Nobbler Kicker trait, which is a good trait. And I guess, well, I mean, we have no capacity, so we'll be keeping you. What lore are you? Please be Maw. Beasts? Okay, well, you'll work with a Nobbler army, I guess. We might even have to send you elsewhere. Tyrant. Perceptive. I do like the magic item drop chance, but otherwise it's kind of a meh trait, and frankly, all your traits are kind of I prefer army buffs rather than single entity buffs. Okay, so we're going to keep you for the turn. We're going to swap some of your units with Death Cheater Drolg's units, so that he has a full stack, essentially. And Crobat, I guess we have no choice but to keep, but I would like to send you out here briefly in order to scout what's going on. Bounties, yeah, we'll deal with Wolfric the Wanderer in a second. We still need to do the building admin up here, and we'll do that in a bit. How do the orcs feel about us? Yeah, they're fine. Alright. Just worried about them suddenly attacking us. Next up. Okay, so we've been going through this stuff, mostly military stuff, but now that we have actual buildings, we may need to actually buff them. So growth and control, which is usually what we would start with for most factions, but clearly, things have changed with the Confed. The control reduction is going to hurt a little bit, but whatever. Alright, Golgi. It's time to fight again after we do some leveling. Some good old-fashioned leveling. I said, I think, last episode that it might be time to start making you a stronger fighter. It's not like we have a lot of units that can benefit from Tools of Destruction yet. So, assuming there's nothing here that's really good, let's go Unstoppable Force into... I'm gonna say... Healthy Appetite. I mean, we'll probably max out his main tree, his main fighty tree, because, I mean, you know. Alright, Brag the Gutsman, Gutsy, ooh, yeah. Alright, more mass, always nice. Training, yeah, sure, max it out, still useful. Speed and Colossal Strike, yeah, let's get Colossal Strike, good. Next up, Bruiser. Definitely Foe Seeker to get the speed buff and whatnot. And, I mean, I guess we can get you Dominance for the Terror. You know what I really don't like? I've said this before, but here, there's things like this. A lot of lords have equivalents of this. Man-Eater material gives Terror for Man-Eater units, but it doesn't include Golgi himself. Golgi only gets Terror through Dominance here, which is silly. It shouldn't be like this. Lots of lords will buff their signature units, but despite them themselves being their own signature unit type, don't buff themselves. And it makes units of that signature type often have traits that the main lord should have, but don't. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Did that make any sense? I hope it did, but anyway. Miscast space chance, go meet reserves. Our magics are good. Alright, Golgi. Oh, Greasy. Sorry, buddy. I forgot about you momentarily. What do you have? Growth, Looter. Oh, we're gonna need to reset you. Mawtooth and Looter. Bull Charge. No, you're getting our Iron Guts army. Overturned, everyone has their price. Leadership -8, melee attack -4, sacking and looting. You've at least gone here. Oh, and you do have Gorstor Ghost. And it does still enable poison attacks, alright. And SFO that's been removed. We'll get you Trade Lord for now, because it buffs faction-wide stuff, which is fine. Vanguard deployment for Greasy, yeah, that's definitely needed. And weapon strength for large unit. Huh. He doesn't buff Iron Guts? Like, specifically? That's kind of... Ooh, hero capacity +1 for all heroes. That's very nice. Okay, maybe I'm completely crazy, but I could have sworn that he buffed Iron Guts. I mean, I guess he does through bigger and stronger. This is a very minor buff. Camp limit +1. Minus the fact that we just got a free camp that we can't really... Yeah, anyway, bigger and stronger, I guess. Now, you know what? No. Vanguard deployment and melee defense. And Trade Lord. And we'll go for bigger and stronger. I mean, we'll reset him anyway. And then give him some Iron Guts. Who can't Vanguard deploy? Anyway, Golgi. I assume that despite the fact that Greasy can't move, that this will still work. Now you know what you do when you assume, don't you? Oh, he can't, damn. But... A moment. Oh, they're not in range of each other, are they? You can't move any closer? Damn, that didn't work out. Alright, well, that means we have to do this. Since we can't get any closer. And since you're not close enough to Greasy, I guess we have to reset Greasy now. I would have loved to have traded these regular man-eaters to Golgi, but Greasy will die to these two. On the other hand, he is keeping... I can't believe these two aren't in range of each other.
You are without sense or honor.
Jamming will go for the camp, so we have to pack it up. Even though we are in its circle of influence. Anything sneaky we can do is the question here. I don't think so, though. Yeah, no choice in the matter. Alright, Greasy, we're going to then delete this stuff. And we'll reset you right now. And allow Golgi to fight everybody else. Reset skill points. Frankly, skill points should be automatically reset upon acquirement of a new lord, of a confederate. Whoa, you don't have any of your names? Huh, go figure. Yeah, still reset. Go. We'll deal with that later. Alright, at least this way he won't die. Too bad Golgi couldn't reach him. Camp, I guess in order to not lose you to Jiao Ming, who I'm pretty sure will be able to reach you. Because we don't know how far he actually moved here. Alright, fine. Moves. Let's go camping and then we'll pack you up. This camp cannot be packed due to there being an enemy army in the same region as the camp. Oh. Well, that ain't great. Then don't waste the mate. Cancel all this. I mean, he might not be able to reach us, but I'd still rather not lose the meat. And let's go to transfer screen. Oh, you can't transfer from camp to... Yeah. Alright. Alright, so since we can't fight, unfortunately, we do have to continue the admin to some degree. Nogplague, Death Cheater. Okay, you guys are gonna join together. I assume we don't have... Okay, this guy's gonna die next turn. We're gonna lose a horrendous amount of cash for one turn, but it's only one turn. This camp. You still have to do stuff and build stuff. The only thing you lack is... Okay, actually, let's take a look at it through this screen. You have all this stuff. You don't really need the trader's tent, and you're better off building the advanced buildings, but since we don't have access to them as yet, it's not necessary. And I guess you're just... Huh. So the AI upgraded everything but that. Odd. Those that don't like the admin, it's just the nature of a new... it's just the nature of confederating. Usually it comes with a bunch of admin in tow. Alright, Ivory Road, you're at -7. We're gonna swap you into control and growth. Like so. We don't need the military structures that give us Nobblers here. We can keep the growth structures until the place is ready to go. Ready to grow. But... yeah, I guess we can upgrade them. Keep the military structures... Huh, but do we keep them here? Let me see here, 1 second. So we need space to build the GOLDTOOTH tribe. Frankly, we should build the counting house everywhere. Meaning, we'll probably delete that there. We can keep this military structure here, however, as we'll have the counting house and the tusks. Here, we need spices and military, but we have the pay chest. And here, we're fine to do anything we damn well please. Next up, you. Mountains of Morn. You are fine building-wise, and we will pop you into Feasts for the Strong. Nobbler Country. You are fine building-wise, and I'm just going to hope that Kugat doesn't immediately attack us. So there's a very solid likelihood that he will. Oh, this also gives us capacity. And it gives us a research rate. Well, I think that then has to be prioritized once the growth and whatever is done. Alright. For now, we'll do the big slabs and the growth, and we'll do the pay chest stores. And I believe this is the last province. You can uncollect your income because you're the only one there, at least until we confederate the, whatever you're called, mountain eaters. Alright, Hell Pit is fine, Haunted Forest is fine, Brass Keep is fine, and Pomei probably needs to be traded. How much money can we get from this, and from who? These guys don't like us for past treaties with... oh, for piecing out with us. Yeah, whatever. Oh, man. How much money? 42? Too bad we can't vassalize you. We can immediately go into a trade agreement and a bunch of stuff with you. But we kind of want your defeat trade. You know, I'm going to keep hold of this for now. It may change in the future, but for now. Alright, now, skip, unassigned building, damage building. Oh, it's in Pomei. Alright. Let's see what this all gets us, I guess. And turn. Did I forget anything? Oh, I forgot Groth. Oh, did I forget these guys? Yeah. Alright, there was so much to do that I got confused, in my defense. I was just trying to go to next turn. Scrag wants a trade agreement. I thought he was going to declare war on us, but we're just going to declare war on him and confederate him shortly. Alright. Pyrrhic Victory. Jiaoming is not in range, but there's 2 armies. We're a little bit damaged. The enemy has a lot of crane gunners, which is going to be a concern. Should be a fun fight. Go.
Try to keep up with me!
Alrighty, here we go. Big old Cathian force actually brave enough to attack us, and that means it might be a fairly tough fight. Enemy has a Celestial General leading them, while Golgi barrels forward, regardless of taking some shots from the enemy crane gunners, which take off about 10% of his HP. The rest of our army is barreling their way forward towards the enemy army as well, simply because the enemy's reinforcements are coming in a minute and 40 seconds from the start, and we want to do as much damage to the first army as possible. Brag the Gutsman, as well as the Eshin Man-Eater and our Golgi's Man-Eaters, were moving towards the forest, wherein they took on a few units of peasant horses. And hey, stop shooting our Eshin Man-Eater, that's rude. Just to prevent these guys from flanking around us. Brag the Gutsman trying to close the distances. He does not have Vanguard deployment like the Hessian Man-Eater does. Gotta double check his big names, as maybe he does have Vanguard deployment as an option. Gotta see. Anyway, man-eaters with iron fists move forward towards the enemy Jade warriors, but Jade lancers hit them in the flank, perhaps as a sort of maneuver at the same time to run away from the Ogre bulls with iron fists. Over in the background on the left flank, the enemy Jade warriors and iron hail gunners are getting torn up by the units of saber tusks, who have become a lot more useful than they once were now that they have their bonus damage, as well as the fact that they no longer rampage. Ogre pistols are firing upon the Sky Lantern, which should be brought down rather quickly, while our lead belchers are obliterating the enemy units of crane gunners, as they are very much a major threat to our army. Golgiz unfortunately got stuck while the Celestial General ran away, but that's alright, as he's preventing 2 enemy units from fighting, and the Celestial General is getting obliterated by the Bruiser here. Golgi activates his Thunder Mace, or whatever that item is called, popping off an explosion and doing decent damage, causing the Crane Gunners to run. Looks like most of the enemy melee line at this point has collapsed. Bragg the Gutsman will lead the rest of our melee troops forward, and as we envelop the remaining range units, and by the looks of it, should be able to destroy this enemy army before the second army arrives. Second army is led by a dragon-blooded Shugengan, who we do have to be wary of, but fortunately she appears to be... let's see. Storm of Shadows and Cloak of Jet. Yeah, low enough level that there isn't really much threat in the way of damage. Well, those lords are not to be underestimated. Solid melee fighters, solid spellcasters as well. Jushu Ouyang, who is one of our legendary community cannon lords, will make her way back to our next Cathayan campaign. And I do still intend to do an SFO Cathay campaign, so once SFO is updated, once these DLC campaigns are up and running, we can all look forward to that, plus the promised Manfred von Karstein campaign. I still haven't had a chance to do Chaos Dwarfs in SFO either. Gotta do that. But of course, still votes, not to worry. Anyway, chasing down the remnants of the first army. It looks like the enemy lord does attempt to escape from the Eshin Man-eater. And is now riding around together with some Jade Lancers, but Golgi comes in. We gotta try to hunt that enemy lord down. The rest of the enemy army is closing, and our units of man-eaters are taking quite the beating from pretty much the entire enemy ranged force. However, it's worth it, as they will run right through this unit of Iron Hail Gunners and smash into the enemy's back line, using their mass rather to prevent 4 enemy range units from firing. And we're doing the same thing here, rather than having a shootout with our Ogre pistols. They barrel into the other units of range, which get terrified or damaged away, and prevent any range support from the second army with just 2 units of Ogres, which I think is very, very good. Alright, our single entities are fighting the Jade Warriors as they get gunned down by the Lead Belchers, the second enemy army being chased around by our Saber Tusks and by our Ogre Bulls, especially those that remain hurt. Hook Flail of flailing away from Bragg the Gutsman. Golgi continues to charge forth, and it looks like this battle is pretty much ours as the Jade Warriors fail and their duty and flee the battlefield. There we go. Very nice. Very nice indeed. A really fun fight. We took a decent bit of damage on a few of our units. For example, this unit of Ogre Bulls with Iron Fists nearly got destroyed. Once again, those Crane Gunners, very dangerous. The Iron Hail Gunners, if they can fire for more than, half a second before they get charged due to their limited range, certainly could have potentially lost a few units. Gotta remember that we still are using, by and large, regular Ogres with Iron Fists and regular Ogre Bulls in this army, despite the fact that they've made it this long. It's still very dangerous to face off against solid foes, but that does keep the battles fun, so makes it feel like we earned our wins. Alright, a very nice fight there. I always enjoy fighting the Cathians. It feels like fighting the Empire, except the Cathians are stronger in the early game because the Jade Warriors are extremely powerful for their cost and heavily armored, so their infantry don't get run over nearly as easily as Imperial spears and swords and crossbows. And that makes it quite, well, that makes it quite entertaining, at least in my opinion. 8.5k and 900 meat for our trouble, and we will replenish. And, oh, okay, so it looks like the camp was indeed out of range. Hello, Pure Fellheart, what you want? Non-aggression pack? No. Everybody wants a non-aggression pack. What's the point when we're just going to be contracting up with everybody? Tretch Craventail, I wasn't expecting that one. Decline for now. We may at some point have to choose some allies, but at the same time, perpetual war is good for us. We're kind of like chaos in that regard. So, if everybody wants to keep fighting, we'll be just fine. Decline. And just keep fighting for all sides. Alright, so, and Golgi has Courageous, enemy killed in battle, the Scheme of Doom, and Lorelorn finally destroyed, so we don't have to deal with that stuff. Their constant bounties, I mean. Ready for duty, Boldig the Big Bulge, and what do we have here? Razorsack Pig Barter. It's actually a place that we will occupy rather than raising or sacking, but yeah, probably gonna have to redo that. Razorsack Longship Graveyard. Eh. Is this army still here? Hey, this army's still here. Beauty. And stop raiding. Alright, Blout, you, my friend, are looking for Wulfric. Go right here. There he is. Since we have a bounty for him. Then we will undo the bounty for... That's for Thunderguts as well. But it's Scroll of Leeching, which we don't care about, and it'll be just easier to confed Thunderguts by attacking them. Oh, wait. Thunderguts are these ones. They'll be dead in a few turns anyway, undo it. Middenland, Razorsack Longship Graveyard. And I guess we could send somebody up there, it's just that 4,000 gold. And we'll keep the Wulfric one, assuming we can kill him in the 6 turns or so. Golgi. What do we still have? Ah! Jiao Ming is moving towards us, and we do want to defeat him. Gotta be careful about the, about failing the contract, though. Here's what we'll do. You are going to go near to Shangyang, and you're going to ambush. Which means this place should be safe, which means I shouldn't have cancelled stuff after all. But, you know, live and learn. Meet and learn. Good? Good. And camp pot, and that means we're free to build stuff, but we'll need you to actually get to tier 2 before we build anything else. Good. Alright, next up we got Gaunt, who is going to attack Bastion Bloodbrand, or at least try. There's a decent likelihood that he'll run. Also, do we have a bounty for Norden or no? Longship Graveyard, yeah, I shouldn't have gotten rid of that one. Well, whatever. Norden Camp, you still need to recruit, or continue recruiting. Still trying to make you just ludicrously powerful. We have 5 slots, so we'll get rid of 4 of the basic ogres. And we'll get you... Let's say... a couple of man-eaters with great weapons. Let's get you... Hornfangs. You don't have any stone horns or giants in here. Oh, we just basically want to make this particular camp impossible to kill. Which is fairly easy with how cheap we can build all the ridiculous units. Let's get some Mournfangs. 2 Mournfangs like this, and... let's say 1 more Golgi's Man-Eater. At least we can get them here. Alright, soon. Soon for real Golgi, I swear. We won't win the entire campaign with... I mean, we could, but we won't. With just the basic units. Alright, Gaunt, you're gonna move in a second. Death Cheater, Zoc, I guess stay here and keep raiding. I actually would prefer you didn't catch any plagues. Racking up some XP, but at the same time, you're costing us a lot of money. Alright, you go into regular camp, you Nogflag, we're gonna trade some units, and we'll need to leave room for 1 to put the Hunter in here. Alright, Hunter, get ready to go here. We'll have you take Chiang and a few other places for the contract purposes. Go here. That's way too many vultures, because they're basic kind of unit that doesn't add too much to the army. Death Cheater Drolg is the one that will command, so, well, You know, get rid of the vultures, I think. Keep, let's say, 4 saber tusks. Maybe 2 vultures. Funnily enough, it's kind of a start of a beast army if we want to keep enough of them. These are ogre bulls with iron fists, and we prefer those to the regular ogre bulls because they have more melee defense, and we'll leave 1 space. Oh, we still want the heroes in here. You know what? Frankly, screw the blood vultures. The pigback riders will be a lot more useful, let's face it. Oh. Get rid of the blood vultures. Put in the heroes, put in 2 more pigback riders, and this gives us 6 ogres, 6 pigbacks, and 1 slot for the hunter. Yes? Yes. Alright, then, assuming you can't move at all, just tiny bit, you go into Knobbly Gorge, and I was about to say get your stuff be a little bit cheaper, but apparently not. And yeah, you just stay there, Crowbat. Nogflag. You're fine. Disband. There we go. We really don't want to be bleeding 10,000 gold per turn right now, though eventually it'll change and we won't care because we'll have enough armies doing stuff everywhere, but now is not that time. Groth, you're supposed to join the other army, not this one, so you're going to go past all this. And this camp is, I believe, done, so we're free to pack it up and do whatever we please. As in, we could pack it up and, we could pack it up and just send it to Golgi and then, doesn't necessarily need to be here anymore unless we want to generate another army here. I'll think about it over the next turn or so. I believe that's good. Time to attack Norska. Wait, you are at war with Wintertooth and Nordland. Sure. Join war against World Walkers. 1500 gold, go for it. Mostly partly because they're here, partly because we're still using the Empire to protect our current territories. It's just the name of the game right now. Next up, let's level up and let's attack you. I'd like it. Wait, how many levels do you have? You have 3 as well. Okay, so meaning one of you needs to get Cascading Fire Cloak and one needs to get the Flaming Sword of Ruin. How much mana do we have in this army? None, basically. So we can either have 1 cast of Burning Head or 2 casts of Burning Head, or like 4 casts of this stuff. This is an area effect, which makes me think this is probably the better pick here. Let's go Flaming Sword of Ruin on you, and let's go Burning Head on you, just in case. There is, after all, a giant pile of Marauders here that we may be able to Burning Head through. Bruiser. Training, I guess. It's actually going to be a very dangerous fight. We'll see if we can actually win it, because it's a level 1 Lord, we have very little in the way of mana, it's mostly Nobblers and they're not buffed. And this get adopted this turn or next turn? Find out. Well, we could go Bone to Paw to increase our reserves within battle, or we get the extra melee attack in Feasting Frenzy. Go Feasting Frenzy. And yeah, I guess it is up. Cannot be disabled. Oh, so it gets just generally up. Oh wait, are we able to do multiple ones? I never tried. Confirm. Oh, good. I mean, I suppose eventually we'll be generating enough meat to be able to use them at any point as much as we want. Now, hopefully, assuming we... Wait. We'll give you the Rag Banner now, because I feel like you need it. Casualties suffered from attrition, Standard of Discipline for the Nobblers that aren't unbreakable at any rate. Income from buildings, Pit Fighter, Campfire Storyteller, none of that is useful to us. Magic items. You're kind of only sort of, gonna be in the fight, so we don't have to be super concerned about you. Physical resistance during force battles, that's really way too specific. Also, this is some guy who we don't know who this is, so we'll just put this on you for a second to take it away from him. We could still potentially make use of Snipe and Vanguard deployment. Gutmaz, anything else that was given to... Okay, Featherfoe, Torque, and Rawkai. We'll turn that into hopefully a more useful item. Mastodon armor? Yeah, not bad. Gold Sigil Sword is on Thrugfinga, take it, that's ours. Who is Death Cheater Drulgo? It's one of the other guys. Yeah, Scroll of Blast, Scroll of Shielding, Fuse. Into a Sword of Anti-Heroes. Another nice pickup. Alright. We should actually perhaps then give you some stuff. I don't want to give you any blue items in case you die here. Let's actually double up on skull mantles in this army and double them up on the 2 fire bellies. Because they give the leadership reduction and that'll help the nobblers fight a little bit stronger. Because otherwise they're going to have a very difficult time dealing with the marauders, you know, trading, etc. Also, we need a tenderizer to max out that halfling cookbook. There's a forbidden rod, but that should go on a maw caster. And I believe that's it. At the very least, this is what we're going with. Go to Norden. These guys should fight because it's nobblers. Let's go for the rag banner on giant and standard of discipline. On giant as well. Alright. There's a lot of marauders. Go.
Think of the reward, or the violence. Whatever helps us best, really.
Alrighty, here we go. It's been a long time coming, but the giants and the nobblers are here at last. And we're getting lots of good sort of variety in this particular episode as well. Fought ogres, fought Cathians, and now into fighting some Norskins here. Now, the battle deployment is thus to the right flank of the entire enemy army. We have deployed all 5 of our units of nobbler trappers, who, especially against low-armored and shieldless units like these marauders, spears, are within 10 seconds able to take about half their HP off, and those daggers will keep on flying until this unit is destroyed prior to being able to reach us. Of course, while the Nobbler trappers have their away the Norskins go. While the Nobbler trappers have vanguard deployment, the rest of our army does not, so the pile of pigback riders and giants are attempting to close the distance as we speak. Alright. Throwing some daggers into the backs of these marauders as well. Very nice, very nice. And they are going to attempt to rejoin their army at this time rather than rush towards us, which would probably have been the better move, though it's kind of hard to chase down those nobbler trappers due to their trap ability. I'm going to reposition ourselves on top of this hill so we don't have to fight uphill, and it looks like the enemy themselves have repositioned to the point that they're willing to move towards us. More daggers fly in, more marauders drop. And run away both from our paymaster, who model-wise looks pretty good. I think that since they added the various sort of chain animations to the game, we're getting lots of units with like chains and manglers and whatnot, Slayers and whatever else we got that has those chains. Alright, does look like the enemy does manage to get around us, sending the units of Norskin Warhounds into our Nobbler Trappers, who will hopefully be able to hold them off. Fortunately, with 4 single-entity units here, the Bruiser, the 2 units of Firebelly, or the 2 Firebellies, and our Paymaster, we send those hounds packing rather quick. The Giants and the pile of Nobblers are getting ready to face off against the main enemy horde, and we're going to send the Pigback Riders in first, simply so that the enemy does not immediately target all of our Giants with all of those javelins from the Marauder Hunters. Pigback Riders versus Norskin Marauders begin, and it's time to send the Giants forth to join them as well on the main line. Anchor the lines of Nobblers, especially as we don't have Nobbler Kicker available to us as yet, while the other 2 giants hunt the enemy lord, who should get ripped apart by them reasonably quick. Now granted, giants in vanilla aren't nearly as useful as they are in the main campaign, or in the main campaign, in SFO, but still useful enough. Oh, the unit of Ice Trolls comes in, so we're going to counteract that by popping a Flaming Sword of Ruin, giving everybody those flaming attacks and hurting those trolls with the bonus fire damage, since they have that troll regeneration. Units of Nobbler Pigback Riders are still holding off the enemy piles of units, and it looks like the Giant is doing reasonably well at knocking out those units of Ice Trolls. Battle has certainly turned in our favor, as the balance of power is at about 80% ours now. Our faster-moving Ogre single entities, unlike the Giants, are, rather than joining the main fight, are keeping the enemy range units busy, so that all those Marauder Hunters can't bring down our Giants. Arguably, the enemy army is sort of specialized for fighting ours. With this particular army, I mean, Marauders should in theory be as significantly stronger than Nobblers in combat, and all the anti-large available to the Norscan faction in general should be pretty good at bringing down big old monsters like giants. Now that said, by the looks of it, we managed to pull this off fairly decently, and the enemy army will in fact shatter, having failed in their game of rock, paper, scissors. Lovely, and very well done to the Nobblers, I should say. We didn't take nearly as much damage as we might have, and I'm excited to see what heights we can take the Pigback Riders. Unfortunately, since they don't have the sort of buffs that the Goblins get, they'll never be as strong as Goblins are under those lords. That can give them tons of scrap upgrades, but they're already pretty solid, so I don't think we mind all that much. Another forest cloak. I guess we could put it on 2 hunters, but anyway, a very nice fight. Loving to see those Nobblers and Giants in action. I'm already loving this army and everything about it. Solid damage out of the Pigback Riders, and very solid damage and great start to the battle from the Nobblar Trappers as well. 3 levels on our Paymaster here, and we're going to rush Nobblar buffs and, well, Giant buffs if we can manage to get there fast. You... Alright, we can't gift it to a client. Are we in... Wait. Occupy. We'll probably trade this away. I just want to see something. I forget. Are we in Norden with... Yes, this is... Yeah, I should have remembered there was Norden camp. Yeah, why not? Hold on to Norden while the camp is here. We'll trade it away or abandon it once the camp is elsewhere. Alright, got some... Oh, we got the Nobbler kicker up and running because we fought with a bunch of Nobblers. Don't bother with the Forest Cloak, but do bother with some levels as you're a new army, and you certainly need it. Inspiring Presence and 2 scrappy fighters really need that melee defense extra for them. Also, out of curiosity, high-ranking Nobblers get armor, leadership, weapon strength. More melee defense would have been nice, but it's fine. Alright, Fire Bellies. We need you to have Kindle Flame, and we need you to have Cascading Fire Cloak. You have Flaming Sword of Ruin, but we'll also go for Kindle Flame and Cascading Fire Cloak, because it's just real nice. Bruiser, you are going to get Where You Going to get that Unbreakable for those Nobblers that don't have it, and I guess Training to try to get them to a higher level so that they can take advantage of the Paymaster's buffs fast as they can. Alright, Death Cheater Zuck. I guess we should... Alright, the Plague, which is... That's why we backed away, or why we didn't back away. We didn't back away. There! I can't speak today. We could also potentially get the heck out of here and pop into Flayed Rock rather than raiding. The reason I kind of want to do that is just so that this army doesn't die right now. We may need it to defend these areas, and even if it's not a particularly strong army. Cancel the offering right now, though. And don't want to be wasting meat on that. Alright, then... Unless we have capacities, which I'm not sure that we do, but let's check out Norden Camp. No, we're very much out of capacities. Alright, we'll need to do a little bit of building before going next turn. Can Wolfric reach us here? He might actually be able to. I wonder if he'll run or he'll fight. Just in case he fights, though, let's pop some buffs on you. None of our lords have ranged attacks, so the Sky Titan String and the Aspo aren't useful on you. Let's get your Forest Cloak and that, and we'll do the same thing for the other one. Groth, Gorth, whatever. Let's get you, sir. Aspo and Forest Cloak. Alright, very nice. Do we need to give anything to Bloat? He's a Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw, so I think the Halfling Cookbook can go on him. Or in the alternative, we could give him the Forbidden Rod. What's your mana like? Oh, it's basically nothing. You know what? Forbidden Rod will give us more value for this particular fight. And... anything else useful? Mastodon Armor will probably go on a more fighty Lord, like Bragg the Gutsman. Well, Lord or special guy. I think that's it for now. Minus potential for ancillaries, although I'm not sure that there's anything that's going to be super useful here. Yeah, not really. Alright, that's fine.
Father's
That is fine. Also, how many turns until Greasy Boy's back running? Back running? 2 turns. Alright. Gotta get him those iron guts. He used to buff iron guts, right? I remember when I played Greasy when he came out, and I remember building tons of iron guts for him. Not crazy, you're crazy. Oh, maybe he faction-wide buffs them rather than... Yeah, that's probably it. Anyway, you are gonna go for tusks. Yes, you're gonna go for tusks, and Great Hall of Greasy, you're gonna go for money. There will be no defenses in the Mountains of Morn, but... Well, once we're friendly with everybody nearby, we should be fine with that. Bounties are fine. Buildings. Other buildings. You're gonna start with growth until every single territory is tier 3, and then you're gonna swap out of it. You, Haunted Forest, are gonna go for the Animal Trainer, Tamer, whatever, and you are gonna go for... I'm gonna start with growth, I guess. Alright, Now I think we'll need a few allies just for the trade agreement, and since we're keeping the Empire alive for the express purpose of defending our limited number of territories here, there'll be a decent option for this. We'll start... Oh, Castalton and the other... Cathans. These guys still don't like each other. We could trade with Middenland, but they're basically dead. Great Orthodox, I really want to trade. How do they feel about the other... Yeah, they're fine. Alright, fine. Let's do the trade agreement with them, I guess. And I don't really care about the non-aggression pact and the other stuff, so we'll just do that. It's just for the purpose of generating a little bit of extra cash right now. Rictus... Do we want to make any kind of settlements here, or do we just raid it and encamp it and whatnot? Well, the only ones that we're sure of, or can be sure of right now, are the Imperials, so I think that's the ones that we'll do the agreements with.
That I make no promises to my assent.
And we'll deal with the other non-Imperial stuff after. Imperials are good for hiring ogres lawfully as well, so it also does make sense. Alright, and you get a trade agreement as well. Not sure I care about the non-aggression pact. We could set those up potentially later. And northern provinces, decent likelihood that we'll get another contract against you, mostly because I want your defeat traits, so we'll ignore you. Imperial Wardens. I mean, we could do a trade agreement with you, I guess. For now. Go for it. And we still have trade agreements available. Ice Court? Yeah, sure, Ice Court. Alright, we'll ignore the rest for now. You know what, Reichland is a good option. They'll probably have any bit of gold. Yeah, we'll pay that, I don't mind. Alright, now I think it's good enough. Alright, establish a trade agreement. Good. We're losing 8k per turn now, which is still insane, but it's better than it was before. And now we can end the turn, unless the building was not completed, which it was. Lots of control loss here. Still. Recruitment cost increase. Well, whatever. Skip. And turn. Let's see if Jiao Ming falls for it, but if he does, frankly, yeah. He's screwed. He is absolutely screwed. Alright, one more fight. I do want to see him transform into a dragon. More meat to eat for the tribe. Go. Alrighty, here we go. Dragon meat's back on the menu, boys, as Jiao Ming gets ambushed and immediately takes massive damage on his entire column. Looks like the enemy will attempt to counteract our ogre charge with those great Longma riders and dropping some spells up on the hill above and severely damaging our unit of Ruglad's armored orcs, who took both a Searing Doom and a Gehenna's Golden Hound. Now, as well, units of enemy crowmen, Onyx crowmen, are being being well used and dropping upon our units of lead belchers, who lose about half their HP rather rapidly before our units of ogre bulls with iron fists move to obliterate the onyx crowmen. Our units of pirates, whether they be ogre or whether they be dwarf, do manage to hold a choke point off, preventing any other enemy units to reach our range, however, while the enemy's rear column collapses under the charges from the Saber-Tusk packs, and by the looks of it, the battle is very close to being ours. Jiao Ming has taken dragon form, but he's in a very terrible position and being attacked by Golgi, as well as the Eshin Man-Eater and Bragg. Probably not needed, but hey, he's a big old dragon. There's a lot of meat on there, and I'm sure we can share. There we go, way too many anti-single entity specialists attacking him at the same time brings Jiao Ming down. And we'll have that, Actually, I'm now wondering, we reinforced the camp. Do we get the Jiao Ming defeat trait? No, wait, no, we ambushed as the... Yeah, no, right, we get it. Okay, I got worried there for a little sec, because we do want his... we definitely want his defeat trait. And frankly, we might want to hunt down Balthazar Gelt to get the defeat trait as well, though I don't remember whether his in particular is 10 armor or whatever armor for the entire army, or whether it is specifically for infantry units. So I'm not sure it would count monstrous infantry, but we could use more armor on the various man-eaters. Anyway, with the fall of the Iron Dragon, the ambush is done, the battle is ours, and the Cathians very quickly book it on out of there. Though not quickly enough, as the ogres will hunt them down and butcher them pretty much to a man, I'm sure. Alrighty, lovely little fight, just the Longmaw Riders and the Alchemist escaped, but poor Jiao Ming fell for our ambush, and that means this camp certainly came in handy. Lots of damage on the Lead Belchers, the Organ Gunners, who continue to rack up those kills. Man-eaters, dead roughly on par with everybody else, and our single entities obliterated the big old dragon. We're gonna take the... replenishment again. And assuming that nobody... Ooh, Artificer, what is this? Oh, it's just the Lead Belcher thing. Bang Stick. Slaaneshi Giggle, though a little bit of an obvious one. And oh, wow, Wulfric will attack this place rather than us and will come in as a reinforcement. Well, that's interesting. Okay, you know what, guys, the episode's gone very long, and we've already had 4 battles in this particular episode, so I'm gonna save this for the next particular episode. I mean, it's already gonna be an insane amount of editing to deal with 4 battles as it is. We'll do the Gorgers and the Yetis and whatnot, including the Amblepig Greybacks, who will have their debut next episode with our first Stonehorn fight, and assuming I don't forget, we'll do the... I'll put down a free Patreon vote for which army we get up and running next. Actually, no, you know, I'll probably do that this episode, because the real next army is probably Greasus and his Iron Guts. Just have to figure out what else we want to put in there. And also Slaaneshi Giggle. Anyway, more Ogres to come, so stay tuned. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.